Hey guys. Okay, so I was supposed to do this video a long time ago, but I just never got around to it. This video is basically just answering some of the questions about my labor and delivery. So sorry I have taken so long, but you'll see if you have a baby or if you're planning on having a baby. It's a lot of work, so you don't really have time to just sit down, have time to yourself. I'm actually gonna try to hurry up and do this video because my baby's asleep right now and my boyfriend's gone, so I'm trying to just get it all out there for you guys. So I wrote down a couple of things that I thought were important when I was at the hospital. Things you don't see in my labor and delivery vlog, but if you haven't watched my labor and delivery vlog, I suggest you go watch that first before you even start this video so that you can see my experience, see how it was. I literally started recording moments after my water broke, so if you're interested in watching that first and then you can come to this one, feel free. I'll put the link below to watch that. So this is just the aftermath. So I'm just gonna go down. I wrote like a little list of things that I just didn't know going into it. A lot of you guys were like, oh my gosh, you were so calm, you were so relaxed. And I was really calm. Like when my water broke, I was very peaceful. It wasn't like how you see in TV, like on TV or movies or whatever, and everybody's like running around frantically, oh my gosh, my water broke, it's crazy. No, it wasn't like that for me at all. I think I had seen the Kardashians and I had seen Kourtney Kardashian, and I had saw her when her water broke and she's like doing laundry and stuff. You guys might have seen that episode. And so like I always thought that like, oh, I don't have to be rushing, I don't have to be like crazy, like I know I have time, the baby's not coming this very second. So I was just chilling. I wasn't in any type of rush. I was like, okay, these are the last few hours of me being pregnant, and it's just, that's it, my life is changing forever. So yeah, I was calm. It didn't hurt when my water broke. It didn't feel like anything. What happened was I just had gotten out the shower, and mind you, right before then I was like feeling like it was probably gonna happen. I don't know if I was feeling it, but like I started nesting, I think that's what they call it. I was sleeping a lot. I was cleaning up. I had cleaned my whole house right before then, and so I had just got out the shower, got my body all nice and clean, and then I stepped out of the shower, was putting my underwear on, and then I just felt like a gush. No, I think I already had my underwear on. I was putting some shorts on over it, and then yeah, I felt a gush, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I went and sat on the toilet. I pulled my underwear up to my face, like I'm like sitting on the toilet, like, doesn't smell like anything. It doesn't smell like period, it doesn't smell like nothing, it doesn't smell like piss or pee or whatever. So I'm like, okay, pretty sure that was my water that just broke. So yeah, I immediately called I don't know who I called first. I think I called I forget, honestly. I think I called labor and delivery, and they told me I had to call my doctor. So I called my doctor, and then she was like, okay, yeah, that sounds like your water broke, we're about to have a baby. And I was like, ah, exciting. So anyways, then I called DC right after that. Thank God, like he travels so much, and he had just landed back out here, back home where we live at. So he had just landed. It was like 8 or 9 in the morning, and I'm like, baby, my water just broke. And he's like, you sure you didn't just piss on yourself? And I'm like, no, it was my water. So anyway, he's like, I'm at the bank right now, I'm coming home right now. So he came home, bam. So that's that little story. You guys seen it in my video already. Went to McDonald's because I knew I was gonna be able to eat at the hospital, so I was like, okay, let me just grab some type of food to put in my system. Not that I wanted McDonald's, but we live close to McDonald's, so I was like, oh, okay, let me just grab something that I can eat. It was gross. And then we just headed straight to the hospital, and they checked me in. The first room I went into, they had to test to make sure that I was actually my water that broke, so they had to test the liquid in there. So she had to dig her hand super far up there, and that mess hurts. She's like, just stay still. Like, I can't, you got your fist in my vagina. But anyway, so the nurse stuck her hand in there, felt around, went to go do a test on it. She's like, yep, that was definitely the whatever the fluid is, amniotic fluid or whatever it was. She's like, that was the fluid, and we're gonna have a baby today. So they got me all prepared for that. Okay, they took me into the room. They started doing little tests. That one thing that was so funny, I think this lady wanted to like not be bothered with me because she was super sweet, don't get me wrong, but she was like one of the nurses. She's like, are you in pain right now? Do you need like some medication or anything? And I was like, no, actually I'm just chilling, because I was fine. Like, I didn't feel like anything. Mind you, you are still leaking though, like the whole time. Like, I was still leaking. They had to give me like a diaper to wear, basically. It was like, or one of those big, it was like a big old gigantic pad and some big old underwear. They give me big old underwear that's not fitting in the thong. So, but you know, that's pretty much it. You're not really like, it didn't hurt me, at least. I was just chilling. So anyway, fast forward back to the lady. She's like, oh, are you in pain or anything? And I'm like, nah, I'm fine, just hanging out, looking at my phone. And she's like, okay, let me know when you're in pain. I said, okay. She comes back like 10 minutes later. So are you feeling a little pain now? And I said, no. She's like, if you need some medicine, I got you. I was like, nah, I'm good. Come back like 5 minutes later. So at this point, I'm just like, yeah, bitch, give me the next, what is it? Give it to me, whatever it is. And she's like, okay, yeah, perfect. So she sticks, I already had like an IV in my arm. So she sticks, I don't know, I think it was morphine. I don't know what it was. Boy, let me tell you something. I've never had like an IV thing in my wrist. So I never knew the effect that putting something straight into your veins. I didn't know how fast it hits you. She's like, oh, you're gonna feel this really quick. And I was, while she's saying this, she's putting the medication in there. I forgot what it was, morphine, I don't know, some type of pain reliever from the pain I wasn't in. And so she's putting it in me. She's like, oh, you're gonna feel this. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, I really don't think I'm gonna. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was literally like that. Like, it went from like left to right real fast. I was just like not feeling nothing to, wow, life is really good. So I don't know what that shit was she put in me, but it hit me so fast. And she's like, okay, now I'm gonna let you go to sleep. And I was like, I'm not even really tired either. And I was just knocked out. I fell asleep after that. Shout out to you, lady. That shit was amazing. Let me try to stay in some type of order. I don't know how much editing I'm gonna do to this. I kind of just want to just upload it straight. So if it feels like I keep saying like a lot, sorry. This is just a very conversational video. Let's fast forward to later on in the evening. So I started having contractions, but I had an IV thing. I had something flowing through me that I had to have. I don't know if it was like some type of medication or something that I had to have. And I had to wait till it was done dripping before I was able to get an epidural. Now, mind you, I was never worried about getting an epidural. I was always like, yeah, I feel like it'll be fine. But I was kind of scared actually, because I was like, oh my gosh, what if I get an epidural and I'm paralyzed for the rest of my life? I did think about that because, you know, I think it's normal for you to be thinking about that type of stuff. But boy, let me tell you, those contractions started coming. Oh, I was in pain. That's one thing that you do not see on my labor and delivery vlog. I was in too much pain to even record that. I wouldn't even want to. This is me the whole time. I was like, oh, 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 oh. Like, literally no position was comfortable. Like when the contractions were coming, like it was like, thank God when it had ended, because when it was there, it was like, oh, it's coming again. Oh, 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 oh. It just was just agonizing. And mind you, I don't get period cramps like that. So one, I'm not familiar with period cramps, but apparently that's how period cramps feel. So I just have my little robe on. DC, he's in the room, but I'm not even being like aware of him because I'm just so much in pain. And he had said something like, girl, stop, it don't hurt that much. What? So anyways, so I had to keep going. Like, one position that would make me feel kind of better is when I went and I sat on the toilet and I just sat there, it made me feel a little better. Like, and it was like I had to, as if I was pushing a little bit, like sitting on the toilet. That felt a little better, but then it just started hurting all over again. Then my IV thing was done, and the lady had told me, she's like, right when your IV thing stops dripping, she's like, we're gonna send the you're gonna go to sleep. No, we're gonna send the epidural lady, whatever she's called. So right when it was done, she's like, okay, we're done. The lady, she's right here. We just called her in, Jacqueline. We just called her in. She's coming. So they have me sit down on the top of the bed, and they're like, you have to be very, very still, which you do, because you know they have to be able to put the needle exactly in the right spot in your back. I know people say it's this big long needle. One, I'm not scared of needles. Like, I watch people, I watch when my blood is being drawn. I'm like, ooh, that's crazy, can I record it? So I'm not like worried like that. I'm not like a scary person like that. I didn't see the needle. Oh no, I think I did see it. I don't remember if I saw it. If I did, it wasn't that big. It's not that serious. But if you're having contractions like the way I was, you don't give a damn. You want that, put that shit in me. I don't care. It was just so hard to stay still though, because she's like, okay, Jacqueline, you cannot move. And I was like, well then hold on 1 second, because I'm having another contraction. Like, it was like I had to tell her, like, don't put it in yet, because I have to move. I have to move. So anyway, after that little contraction passed, then she did it, and it was like an immediate, like, not immediate, but it took like, yeah, it took like 2 minutes, and it just started feeling better, and it was like, okay, I can do this. That lady left, and then the nurse was in there. She's like, okay, let me check your let me see how much you dilated. Right when I laid down, this was like 5 minutes after the epidural lady left, she stuck her hand inside of my vagina. I couldn't really feel it. I don't know how people, if you don't get an epidural, I don't know how you can deal with having contractions and have somebody stick their hand up there and check to see if you're dilated. Crazy, but whatever, that's cool for y'all. So she stuck her hand up there, didn't feel it. I was chilling, and she said, wow, it's go time, you're 10 centimeters. I'm like, I am? So I must have been sitting there just dilated 10 centimeters that whole fucking time. And nobody checked me or anything like that. That's probably, now in hindsight, it probably was why it felt good when I sat on the toilet, like, you know, just like opening up, you know, because it's like as if I'm pushing the baby out. The baby's like, yeah, that's good, come on, stay in that position. So anyway, I ended up calling the doctor, and the doctor was there in about 10 minutes. It's so funny to me that the doctor is just, you see the doctor your whole pregnancy, but then when it's time to deliver, like, you don't see them all the way up into the point where you actually deliver. Like, I never, oh, actually she came in earlier in the day, actually, just to say, hey, how are you feeling? And I was like, I'm fine. Like, I don't feel like, I don't get why people make a big deal out of this. But she's like, okay, well, see you in a couple hours, you'll see. I ended up pushing, I think I started pushing at around 10 something, and the baby was born at 12 something. I know the exact time, but I don't want to say it. But so I don't know what's considered in labor, because I was in the hospital at 9 a.m. and I didn't start pushing until 10 p.m. So if that's considered labor, then 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. the next day. But I consider labor just how long I was pushing. So it was basically about like 2.5 hours or something like that. Now, another part of this I want to tell you guys is, while I was pushing, oh my gosh, so while I was pushing, the doctor said, you need to push like you're having a bowel movement. And I guess now that I'm thinking about this also in hindsight, it makes sense, because ladies, when are you ever really actually like pushing anything out of your vagina hole? Maybe period blood. I don't know why you would be doing it, but I mean, like, you're never really like pushing anything out of there. If anything, you're just pushing when you're having a bowel movement, which makes total sense. So that's a muscle that you would use to push. But in my head, I'm like, the baby's not coming from my butt, she's coming from my vagina, so I need to focus my brain to push through my vagina hole. So when I was doing that though, I was not getting the response I like, because I have DC right here holding my leg, another nurse over here holding me, and so when I was pushing as if I was pushing through my vagina hole, I wasn't getting the response. I wasn't getting any like good job, Jacqueline, good, yeah, that's good. But when I was pushing, like I was having a bowel movement, like when I was directing my brain to like push that way, everybody, yes, DC, like, oh yeah, baby, I can see it. Like, you know, like it was like motivation. So I'm like, now let me pause the video right here. Listen, I'm not trying to ruin the fantasy of Jackie right now. So if you think your fantasy is about to get ruined by what I'm about to tell you, it just might, because I'm about to tell y'all some real shit. I'm about to tell y'all some real shit. That joke's gonna make sense to you in a second. Anyway, my JNova collection lip gloss on. Shop at jnovacollection.com. This is your opportunity to leave before it gets real. And the only reason I'm adding this on here, some of you guys might say this is TMI. Some of you guys might say I really didn't need to add this in here, but I'm just thinking about it, you know, when I'm older and not on YouTube or anything, there's gonna be young girls still watching my YouTube, girls still having babies, girls still like going somewhere for some type of advice or some type of insight into what it's like to have a baby. So this is the reason I'm adding this on here, because I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Y'all know I keep it real. I told y'all I had McDonald's that day, right? I told y'all the doctors wanted me to push like I was having a bowel movement, right? Yeah, I was pushing, and bloop, 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 3 little yes, I shit. It wasn't like poop, like a long thing, but it was like poop, poop, poop. I felt it. Mind you, my boyfriend is a comedian, so I'm just in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really embarrassing. And I was embarrassed for probably about 0.5 seconds because I didn't give up, because now I'm just trying to push. I'm like, I don't care, because like it's like it is what it is, you know. Doctors see that all the time, like it's so normal apparently, but nobody told me this. I did not know that it was normal for women. It was like, this is gross. But you know, you're trying to get a baby out. So I was exhausted, I was tired. I was like, I'm tired of trying to not push, like have a bowel movement. Like I'm tired of trying to not do that, you know. Like in my head I'm like, I don't want to poop, I don't want to poop, I don't want to poop, so I don't want to push that direction. But it's like, here, have it all. So oh yeah, so what they did is the doctor she was like, oh, Nancy, whatever, nurse's assistant name, doctor's assistant, she came in there, she just like sprayed a little water, the poop dropped in a little bucket that's under you, ready to catch whatever comes out. And yeah, so that was that. You guys probably think I'm weird. You guys, I'm really not embarrassed about it at all. Like, I know millions of people will probably see this video, and that's okay with me. So you do what you gotta do to get your baby out. That's really what it all comes down to. So anyways, I was pushing for a long time. Well, in my head it was like a long time, and all they could see was the head. They were like, her head is sticking out. Her head was probably sticking out for a good hour. And it was, I think, because I had gotten my epidural so close to the time when I actually dilated to 10 centimeters. Once they give you the epidural, you stop being able to really feel like that sensation of pushing, because like everything is just like relaxed and stuff. So it all happened so fast with me being 10 centimeters, with the doctor coming in, with me starting to push, that my contractions actually started to die down. So I'm in like labor pushing and stuff, and it's like I don't feel a contraction. Like I don't feel it. Like they would tell me when the contractions were coming, because they could see on the little monitor, like, you're having a contraction. And I'm like, I am? Okay, push. Oh yeah, my pushing was, I had to count to 10 seconds 3 times, like 3 10-second push. So it was like, okay, Jacqueline, you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Like it literally had to be back to back to back. Oh shit, boy. DC said my eyes were turning red. He said I look like I'm finna explode. I know I was though, because I was pushing as hard as I could. So anyways, Nova's head was sticking out for a long time, and then finally the doctor told this other lady to come in. Now this lady came in like we was in the last quarter of a football game. I think there's quarters in a football game. We was in the last of it, and she's like, she told the other lady to come in. Now this lady was like, come in like a coach. She's like, all right, Jacqueline, we're gonna get this baby out. That's what we're finna do. So you ready for this? when they say push, I need you to push like you never pushed before. Push harder than you were just pushing. She was just telling me all this stuff, and I was like, amped, like, all right. Man, that lady came in there within 2 of those little baby was out. And I say that to say, if you have somebody like that you can have in there with you, boy, stop, bring that person in there with you, because my labor probably would have went by really faster if I had her in there, because she was just not letting up. She's like, she was holding one of my legs too. She's like, push up against my leg, like push hard, like give me everything you got. And I'm like, okay. So I gave her what I had, and the baby came out. Now rewind, remember I told you the baby's head was sticking out of my hole for a long time, just the top of her head, the crown. So this is another thing me and DC did not know. I never knew that babies can come out and their heads can be like cone heads. So after she came out, like her head was shaped like a cone, like a cone. I'm not exaggerating or anything. It was like, because her head was sticking out so long, so it's like all this blood probably just up there just chilling in her head. So we look at the baby like, oh, whoa. Me and DC was like, oh shit. But like, I was not super tripping because I was just so tired, but I was looking at her head like, wow, okay, I just had the baby, I'm so tired, yes, please just give her to me. But DC was like, what the hell wrong with her head? Why her head look like that? He was saying it just like that. Oh, speaking of the devil, baby, what her head looked like when she came out?
She looked like a damn alien.
She looked like an alien.
Her head was molded like a potato.
Yeah, her head was like a potato.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was kind of scary, but I never knew that. Nobody had told me that, so I was like, oh, okay. And they had told us, they're like, no, you just have to mold her head. Like when you take her home, just mold it. You mold the head down, which is really what you really do. Oh yeah, so wait, question, did you think it was weird when I pooped when I
She shit it 8 times, y'all.
No, I didn't. It was only like 3. They were like little.
And guess what? My face right in the pussy and the goddamn asshole. I'm looking at that. Y'all see this shit? They're looking at me like, calm down. I'm like, she's shitting on herself. What are you talking about?
Happens. It's for the baby. Okay, now the baby just
fake, bro.
She just heard your voice as she woke up.
Oh,
see?
she heard that door and went crazy.
Okay, the baby just woke up, so hold on.
So thing, bro.
Okay, so anyways, so after she was born, they took her to the other table, they cleaned her off, and they did some tests on her, and then they did her little footprint. Another thing I want to tell y'all about is, this is the only really scary thing that I thought was scary, is after I was like, we were just like laying, you have to stay in the hospital. I think we stayed there for 2 days, and they just make sure everything is like working correctly and all that. But because I forgot to mention, I had a catheter put in me real quick, because before she checked to see how much I was dilated, she put a catheter in me because I had just gotten the epidural. But she put the catheter in me, then she checked to see if I was dilated. I was dilated, so she took the catheter right out. I think the catheter messed up my urinary tract or whatever, because after I was just laying down chilling, I could not go pee. Like I couldn't pee on my own.
Dick did that.
What?
My dick did that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess indirectly it did, because we had the baby, and then yeah. Anyway, but no, I couldn't go pee at all. I would sit on the toilet, like I know I have the urge to go pee, but I could not go pee. And honestly, it sounds so simple, and maybe it sounds funny to some people, but it's really scary to not be able to control yourself to be able to go pee. Like I just couldn't go. nothing was coming out, sitting on the toilet. So that was like that for like 4 hours. I just could not go pee. So anyway, she ended up bringing me like a big old cup of ice water, and then she brought me a little water bottle too. She said just squirt it up there. I guess it like stimulates something. And then the first little drops happened. I was so happy because all I kept thinking is, what if I'm never able to go pee on my own? Don't be alarmed, you'll be able to go pee again. That shit was scary though. Another thing, when we were laying in the room, like just trying to recoup, still in the hospital, they have you in there for heck long. They just kept coming in. I was so tired, but they come in and they check your temperature, they check the baby's temperature, they come bring you food, they come and make sure that you're okay, they come and give you shots or take your blood, and they come to make sure that you have a bowel movement. They just do all of these different things. Like they just keep coming in. It was like every freaking 30-40 minutes, like a new person come in, a new person come in, a new person come in. I was just so tired, I just wanted to sleep, but I couldn't because they're just coming in doing their job. Another thing is I bled for 6 weeks. They tell you you'll bleed for that long, and what? This is for the young girls that need to know. Anyway,
For all the fat hotties.
for all the beautiful women having children. I bled a lot. Like right after I had the baby, I had to wear a big old diaper. I bled a lot leaving the hospital, and then that was like that for about 4 days, and then after that I was just bleeding. Just constant bleeding. It was just like having an extended period. It wasn't nothing too crazy about it. Another thing I want to talk about is if you can get a lactation specialist. I took like a 2-hour class before having her while I was still pregnant to talk about how to breastfeed, and I think that was so important because if I didn't take that class, I would not have known how to breastfeed. Like it's actually so necessary. I would definitely suggest just taking some type of class where they teach you how to breastfeed. Oh, I have a suggestion for y'all. Make sure you take all of the diaper things they give you, all of the wipes, all of the pads, nipple cream, whatever you could get in the hospital, just get it, because when you get home you're not gonna want to go out and go get it. So just take it all with you. They end up charging you anyways. And another thing that I had after I had her, it happened like 3 weeks after I had her, and I get it randomly now, is I think they're called phantom kicks, and I'll just feel like a kick in my stomach. And so I thought it was like right after I had her.
You just pregnant with another nigga, baby.
I had read somewhere that it was like your uterus and all that stuff like in your body like going back together, but I still have them sometimes. So I don't know if phantom kicks, I don't know if something's going on in my stomach, I'm not pregnant again or anything like that, but it's just like kicks as if like I still have the baby inside of me. Like it's crazy. I wanted to talk about postpartum depression. Now, I didn't have postpartum depression, but I do believe it's a very real thing. Doesn't matter if I believe it or not, I know it's real. I had one day where I felt kind of sad, and it was after my doctor had prescribed me birth control pills again, and I just started taking them. So I feel like that contributed to it because I just had her. Of course, your hormones are going haywire. You're not sleeping at all because your first week, 2 weeks, like it's just no sleep. It's just no sleep. Like DC couldn't really do anything because I'm the one with the breasts, you know. She wanted to breastfeed every 2 hours, and you just let them eat as long as they want, as much as they want. They don't have a limit. So it was just a lot of just, I'm just up, I'm tired, I'm happy I had my baby, but what? I'm just tired. So that was the extent of my like sadness, if any. I wasn't really sad, I was just tired. But yeah, the one day after my birth control, I was sad. I started crying for no reason at all. I was just crying. It's like, I don't even know what's wrong with me. I'm not even sad, I'm just emotional. But that was it. So thank God I didn't have postpartum depression. But you know, if you do have your baby and you feel disconnected or sad about having them, or whatever you're going through, or you know, some women find it hard to breastfeed, you know, that's why I suggested definitely take a lactation class. But yeah, talking about lactating, she wants to eat right now. But if you haven't met her, this is now Felicia. Say hi, mama. This my baby. We just talked about you. She doesn't want to turn around because she wants to eat. Anyway, so she's 9 months right now. Yes, I'm still breastfeeding. My goal is to get it to at least a year. Make sure you can't see what's going on down there. My goal is to get to at least a year. If I could go past that, great. If not, I'll feel happy that I got to a year. But it's not hard for me at all. And I could say that too because I do everything like work from home and stuff like that. So I don't have a job that I have to go into and, you know, be pumping and stuff like that. Pumping, I hate pumping. It's not something for me. Didn't like doing it. I don't know why, I just didn't like pumping. So that's just me. Some people love pumping. I couldn't get jiggy with it. Maybe next baby, not this one. What I would suggest bringing to you at the hospital if you're about to go into labor is I would bring a comfortable robe. I would bring a toothbrush, bring some soap so you can clean yourself with your soap, you know. I definitely took a shower at the hospital because I just was like, I just had a baby, I need to clean my body off. I actually took a shower before I had her just because I knew my legs was gonna be spread open in front of everybody, so I wanted to be real nice and clean down there. And also I would suggest bringing some Vaseline, and whoever is sitting down next, I mean whoever's holding your leg or whatever, man, because you're breathing, your lips get super dry, have some Vaseline on deck. I had a cocoa butter stick, which was so clutch. And also while I was pushing, I had DC give me some ice in my mouth because I don't know, something I just needed to chew on, something I needed to do something as if I wasn't in labor pushing, but I don't know, it just helped stimulate something in my mind. I think that is all of the tips I have for now, guys. If you see, I leaked a little bit. Happens. It's funny because well, for me personally, whenever she eats out of one boob, the other boob just leaks. It's like they're connected clearly. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched this whole entire thing, make sure you give us a thumbs up. If you have more questions, just ask in the comments below, and I will try my best to get to all your comments. Congratulations to all you new mommies and daddies out there. Thank you so much for following me on my journey of being a new mom. It's very fun, very rewarding. It's the funnest, scariest job ever, but it's so cool to be able to relive everything over again, you know. Like, I can't wait till she goes back to school so we could go back to school shopping, because for me that used to be so fun. Like, ooh, I get a new notebook and new pencils, I need a new pencil sharpener. Like, it was just fun. So I think she's gonna have fun. You guys make sure that you subscribe, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, turn on my post notifications, share this video, share it with your daughters, with your granddaughters, share it with your mom. I'll see you guys next video. Say bye.